What's up, everybody? It's yours truly, Ricovibes, and welcome to another edition of Take 5. Now, this gentleman has been one of my first guests on my old podcast. That was the Ricovibes video podcast. Now, you're on Take 5 for the first time.
Okay.
Welcome, my brother.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, man. You know what? For the folks who don't know who you are, I mean, I've known you for years now. But just give them a brief overview of who is SupaPec.
Sure. DJ SupaPec is... Atlanta-based DJ for the last 20 years or so. Actually, more like 25 years. Founded Highlander Sound. We between 2001 and 2007, arguably among Atlanta's top juggling sounds.
Yes.
From there, have ventured into radio, done broadcasting, hosted shows on The Flavor,
Radio,
DWC, CLTV, which is now CLTV Radio,
correct.
At APAP Media.
Wow.
Caribbean Runnings on WRFG 89.3, the longest running Caribbean program in
Atlanta,
Georgia.
correct?
Yes,
Yeah, right.
23 years plus.
Wow.
And now a recording artist on the reggae scene. Still doing private events, mainly corporate stuff and exclusive private events.
Wow. So how did you make that jump though from I mean, I guess it's natural, that's the natural progression. Some people go into production. You went into being an artist.
Yes.
Was that a natural jump for you?
I think so. It's all music related.
Right.
So just a different way of reaching the same audience.
Gotcha.
It's all music related. Because even with that, there's production elements.
Right.
And, the natural flow, I guess, that it would be for somebody that's been involved in the industry for a little while.
And I know you've done production before. You've done work with, I think, Little Pinchers or
Yes.
Sir Alexander.
Yes.
And some work with Lucy, I think.
Yes, Mikey General.
Right.
So there's some decent creds behind the name.
Right. Kind of humble. He's kind of humble about it. I'm trying to just drag it out of him, but he's real humble about it. But the new single. Is this your first single?
This is my first official single release, yes.
Okay. The name of it is, of
There
course,
She Is, the wedding song.
Okay. Now, I had a person call me and says, is Peck getting married? Because when you was doing the promo up to it, we didn't know what it was.
Right.
So we just thought that, he was getting married.
Right.
And so I said, Peck is getting married. I said, okay, good for him. And then I saw the whole rollout and I was like, that was very smart. Was that calculated? Was that by design?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The song's been ready since December.
Okay.
And so everything January and February that people felt was all in preparation for that and laying the groundwork and it seems to have worked really well.
It did. It had folks confused at first, but it worked. Which means that you're probably an eligible bachelor. Because the girls were saying, Peck is getting married.
Oh, really? They had some problems with it?
Yeah. I don't know if they had problems. They were just concerned.
They're concerned.
Yeah, they was concerned. Why that song? Because I'm sure you have a whole bunch of, lyrics and stuff in your repertoire. Why that song?
That song was extremely important to be the first song as we, made a decision around a release time frame. It's clean.
Right.
It's not offensive. It's not derogatory. It speaks positively of females. It speaks positively of the relationship between a man and a woman.
Right.
And about how a woman plays on all of a man's senses and how he can absorb her in, through his sense of sight, touch, smell. So to me, it was the song that casts the widest net, if you would, right? People get married every day,
True.
around the globe, and unless you are just vehemently opposed to marriage itself,
right.
then it's usually something that makes people happy, and they think about
True.
their own marriages and their own wedding days and these things. So that's why we went with that song to lead out the way we wanted to, especially in making the transition when people know you as a certain thing and they want to box you in.
Yeah. Especially here in Atlanta.
Right.
We can talk about that for days, but okay.
But I wanted to do something that I said it's going to be hard for anybody to fight against this one.
Right.
You know,
right,
so that's why we let out.
And of course, are you speaking from experience? You've been married before.
I have been married before.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope your ex-wife doesn't have any reservations about the song. I'm thinking it's about her.
Listen. I've not spoken to her about it.
Okay.
So you know,
not that you have
to. She can feel free to comment on any of the posts. Let me know. But
got you. Where do you see this going, though?
Boy, let me tell you, to the world and beyond. You know, that's the aim. You know, independent artists doing everything independently. I founded my own publishing company and self-published, and you know, so taking all of the necessary and proper steps to do it what I would consider the professional and proper way.
Okay, so you just visualize a video.
Yes.
Can we see a actual video for the song?
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Okay.
You know, I'm very particular, and there's a certain way that I want it done, and so when it's right, it'll drop. Okay. You know, the lights are getting me a little bit Rico here under the face. I feel under the hot seat, so excuse me, everybody.
It's all good, man. He's in the hot seat. Yeah. Do you have another single in the works?
I have, there are 5 singles ready to go.
Okay.
And there is a release order. And so you'll hear something again in about 7 weeks, and then 4 weeks following that. And then about 4 weeks following that.
Okay.
And then there'll be a plan for an EP.
Okay.
And
so you're really digging into being, you know,
it's necessary to set the platform as an artist, and to do the follow up so people know, okay, this wasn't a flash in the pan. It wasn't just the one, you know, and building the whole thing out helps each song in itself. You know, the first song will get more of a boost because there's a second song.
What's your process like? What's your writing process? What's your promotional process? What's your marketing process? What's that like for you?
The writing varies. You know, there are times I'll be fast asleep, and 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, where I will have to wake up and write from intro to the last verse. It all flows right out instantly. Right. There are times where I might hear an instrumental, and then that starts speaking to me, and I've got to, you know, jot down something, and it might just be a melody, it might just be a few words, and then I come back to later and complete. Okay. There have been songs that I've started, and 2 years later, I finally know how to finish it. You know, so it varies. It varies.
I'm pretty sure that comes from, like, you know, the dubplate days where you sit down and rewrite a song.
Well, that was me. I was being the rewriter for my sounds.
So a long time. Right. I got it.
So there was that. But first started writing as a 16, 17-year-old in Brooklyn. Big up Sheepshead Bay High School. You know, closed now, but for all the Sheepshead alums, you know, big up. That's where I first started writing. Gotcha. And as a youth in Brooklyn, listening to the Gail Bailey show, that's
you're taking us back here.
Yeah, man. That taking us back. Gail was the person who was the outlet. I was too young for mom to let me out on the streets and into the clubs and all of that. So it was cassettes, Stone Love cassettes, and Metro Media and Jam Rock and those days, right? And the Gail Bailey show, you know, that's where I first heard "Burn Baby Burn" by Buju Banton.
Ooh.
Right, and he had it on repeat. So
late
I threw
90s.
Yeah.
Oh, middle 90s. Middle 90s, yeah.
So threw the cassette recorded that, and then listened back to it, and then I said, okay. He said, how many lines for the hook? How many lines he said for the verse, and that gave me a sense of what the structure of a song should look like, and that's, you know, started from there.
Wow. How did sound help you? You know, I mean, I obviously know the answer to this question, but how did playing music and a sound man and a DJ help you in your process of being a recording artist?
Oh, immensely. You know, first of all, you know, as a selector, Jamaican sound system selector, right? That the mic presence and being in front of people and all of that. There's no stage fright, you know. So performance is natural, you know. Then you know what people dance to. You know what people like to hear. You know what DJs like to play and how they like songs to things. You know, I know it's tricky for some DJs to mix if the beat doesn't start a certain way,
Correct.
or if it's just the
Correct.
vocals.
Right.
So
Right.
all of this I take into consideration to make it as easy as possible. And I want it because in 20 years, I have a lot of really, really strong DJ selector friends.
Right.
Right.
And we are critics.
Very much so, as you should be.
As you should be. Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And I was never going to bring a product to anybody that wasn't 100% fully professional, ready to go to where if they didn't know me and just look at the song, hear the song itself will speak for itself and should get its justice. It's not, oh, well, Peck is my brethren, I'm going to play his song. No, this one is going to be, you got to make a decision to say, I'm not going to play Peck's song because the song should be good enough in itself
to
that
be played.
Any selector should say, yeah, man, I can fit this in.
You talk about, of course, you've got 5 singles coming out. You got an EP coming out. What after that? What's your long-term goal?
There's a 5 to 10 year plan behind even this. There she is. Thus far with this song, Rico, let me say this. I got one, I like it. Okay. Everyone else loves it. Everyone else, it brings me, I get emotional at times, especially by the singers, those real, who say, yo, Peck, you have one. This one is,
gone.
So for me, it's just continue to get it in front of people. If everybody's hearing it, is liking it, just find another person. 7 billion people on the planet. So over the next few months to the year, to the 5 years, to the 10 years, there's a plan to continually, represent it in some way to reach more and more people.
Wow. Now you did a single release recently.
Yes.
At Vibes Nightclub. How was that?
Excellent. I mean, God is great. Listen, I wasn't going to do a single release, or at least not that day, right? It was the day of the release. And my friends got together and said, no, Peck.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to celebrate you. We have to celebrate this. They organized it, reached out to me to say, hey, this is what we're planning. I have my 2 cents that I put into it. But they executed, reached out to the venue, organized everything. Big up Tashi, big up Nadia, big up Kidane. Thank you all so very much. And to everybody who came out and supported. There are people who, on my interview run, who heard the song based on the interview, came out to the venue that night to celebrate. It's just been amazing.
I saw the videos, I saw the pictures. That's incredible because you're doing what a lot of artists don't do nowadays. In terms of the whole marketing run and stuff like that, and especially as an independent artist.
There's no way that you can make it if you don't. Right. The big companies have the big budget and they can put 20 mil, they can put 20 mil or 20,000 behind a nationwide promotional campaign and all
billboards and all that stuff.
All of that, right? And so if we don't maximize what we can do for free, not having that kind of budget to put to that purpose, and then, we're lost in, it's over 60,000 songs released daily.
Tell me about it.
Right? So to kind of get a little, space and get the eyes and get the attention and get the ears, you got to put in that work to get there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's what we're doing.
Gotcha.
You mentioned the 2 months prior where you started early and there was a buzz and literally there was a buzz. There were people asking, has anybody heard it? Who's heard it? People calling around and saying, you heard Peck's song yet?
I mean, it caught me by surprise because, Peck is getting married. Okay. All right. Okay. And then I spoke to my good friend Terrence, Unitech, and Terrence was like, yo, your boy's getting married. I'm like, okay. So it was really a good rollout. Really a good rollout because it caught everybody's attention.
Yeah. Thank you. And like I said, the response has just been overwhelming. Better than I. Listen, if one person it connected to and loved it, I'd have felt like, all right.
And it has.
It is, right?
It has.
And just it's just like, wow. Mommy, I did something good, mommy. I did something really good out here because, and it's coming from people I've not physically seen in years or spoken to in months. And a high school teacher, all the way back to Sheepshead, high school teacher, right? Reach out, say, me and my wife of 56 years just listened to your song. We're both in tears, and so bam. That just
a little bit of validation.
Philippio Williams, who is offers the supporting vocals on the song, is well known on the Atlanta stage as R&B singer. Just her thing, she's worked with the top artists in the game. And, she said when she heard the song, first of all, she said it would be an honor to be on the song because when she heard what it was. And then when she did her stuff, and now she says, Peck, and about 5 times in my career have I got goosebumps performing on somebody else's song. And I just got goosebumps on this one.
Incredible.
So when, like I said, those real artists out there who've been doing this and been in the grind, and people recognize them and know them as that, and they say, yes, this is great.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How can folks purchase the song, hear the song, all that stuff?
If you are on any social media platform, any streaming platform, it's there. It's global. There's about 56, right? So the titles, the YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, right? There's 56 of them, right? It's everywhere. Okay, so whatever you listen to your music on,
it's there.
It's there. DJ SupaPec, there she is, the wedding song. And I gotta shout out Kieran Gomez in Trinidad. He and I went to Morehouse together. Mastermind in terms of marketing and promotion. He makes sure that the title of the song was what the title is, because we did our research around There She Is, and tagging the wedding song was a big piece of it in order to zone into that. Gotcha. There she is. And so thank you, Kieran, and the work he continues to do behind the scenes. Mastermind. The artwork, shout outs to my dad who contributed to the cover art on
family
things. Yep. Keith Agar, big up yourself. Precise from P6.
Precise has been family for years.
For years, graphic artist on there. Mr. P with the photography.
Gotcha.
Mac Sauce Studios with the recording and engineering work. And when you're in that booth and you know what you're doing, but you need that person on the other side to also have that critical ear and give you
the
that
motivation.
Feedback. Right. And when we first went in, I said, okay, I'm going to lay the backbone. We're just going to put it down so you hear what we're doing. And then I'm going to go in and we'll do it real. Right. That very, very first take is about 95% of what you hear on the finished product.
Really?
Where Mr. Mac was just Peck. Like just how you did it right there. The emotion and everything hits it things. And I'm like, in my mind, no, we gotta go do this for real. I was just trying to,
the perfectionist in you.
Right. But trusted, and then Felipe backed it up, and so I said, okay, we have something here, and then still allowed us to, or me, to go back and experiment, right, and play around, and nothing came out like that
The
very
first one.
first things, and we knew, all right, no, that's
How many
the
takes
goal.
did you do?
There were 2 other versions.
Okay.
And I think I did a demo maybe 9 years ago of this, but it was on a different instrumental at that
Gotcha,
time, and it
gotcha.
just didn't
Gotcha,
sit.
gotcha.
So, so it's not my very first time recording,
Right.
but making the decision to record and
Release.
release and have this was it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. What else do you want folks to know?
Wow. Listen, there's so much. Get to know SupaPec a little better. If you don't know SupaPec, follow me on all social media. All right. DJ SupaPec, SuperPec. Guyanese, Jamaican Guyanese. I will say I'm not half of either. I'm 100% of both.
Both.
Right. And have been here in ATL representing for the Caribbean culture and making sure that, we have a voice here. And so, and I wanted to do something that was, like I said, positive music, speaking positively of females. Somebody on one of the interviews put in the chat room, Dexter Daps, right? I said, Dexter makes certain types of songs, right? This ain't that type of song, right?
But it's good company to be in.
This is great company, but people drop names like Jack Cure and say, because of the love song kind of vibe. So all this is just blowing my mind. It's just incredible.
Gotcha.
I'm just so. You said I'm humble. I just can't not be like, I know how hard artists work to get their material out there and get heard, right? We know what that struggle is. And so for those who have already heard the song to respond so positively, it's just incredible. I'm thankful for all the media people here in the ATL who have been very open to having me come in and sit and talk about it, like yourself, Rico. Just, I cannot tell you how much this means to me, how important this is. And, just thank you. I'm just gratitude in abundance. Thank you.
Well, let me just tell you, man, let me give you your flowers while I have you here, because as you know, you and your brother was one of the first people that I asked to be on the Flavor Radio, and I've admired your work as a DJ I lived in New York. I admire your tenacity. I've admired just your whole marketing, just not even before all this. You guys were one of the first that had a website.
Yes.
That as a DJ, as a sound system, and took it seriously.
Yes.
Your marketing process and just your whole process of how you deliver your craft.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for keeping the culture alive here through yourself, through WRFG Radio, through all the medias that you go through. I want to thank you.
Thank you
because you
so
make
much.
people like me feel worthwhile, that we're doing something that people are paying attention to. Because of course, media and radio is a dying breed, but you've kept it up and you've kept it alive. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for continuing to do what you do. I wouldn't have this opportunity to speak to your audience and to spread the word about the song. So it's so valuable. And I continue to encourage you as well to keep going.
Thank you.
Just knowing, the smoke in the mirrors. There's so much that happens in the background.
Oh yeah.
And people see, what's happening in the light.
Front,
But I heard something today actually that really drives home the fact that a tree grows in 2 directions at once. We see what's above the ground, but before it gets out of the ground, it's growing downwards, spreading those roots.
Correct.
And that's done in the dark,
Correct.
out of the sight of everyone. You have to push through the hard ground and drive, before
it
starts to sprout,
before
and
anybody
everybody else sees what's happening. There's a whole lot of work already going on. So, with that being said, I just want to encourage you and everybody, keep doing the work, y'all. Keep doing the work.
You as well.
The sun will shine and people will see the efforts and be appreciative of it.
Absolutely.
And we just got to keep grinding, because if we're not telling our stories, right, somebody else won't be telling them, or when they tell them,
it wouldn't be accurate.
There you go.
With that said, my special guest today on Take 5, the one and only SupaPec. The name of the song is
There She Is, the wedding song.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That's YouTube.com/Ricovibes. This is Take 5. We'll catch you next time.
Greetings, Earthlings. There she is, the love of my life. There she is, that woman's gonna be my wife. She's looking as beautiful is. There she is, I'm gonna give her all of the love I've got to give. There she is, the love of my life. There she is, that woman's gonna be my wife. Looking as beautiful is. There she is, I'm gonna give her all the love I've got to give. I'm soaking her up with all of my senses and making her mine and nobody else's. Her captivating beauty mesmerized my eye. Love at first sight, I could not deny. Her voice like an angel's whisper in my ears, telling sweet nothings to kind me love for ear. Her sweet aroma tantalized my nose. The fragrance of a woman never second by a rose. Sugar and spice from the heavens I taste, kissing her lips and all over her face. And oh, how I love her skin silky feel. Welcome to forever, baby, this love is real. There she is, the love of my life. There she is, that woman's gonna be my wife. Looking as beautiful is. There she is, I'm gonna give her all the love I've got to give. This wedding day couldn't come too soon. A beautiful bride and a handsome groom. Baby, take my hand, let's jump the broom and celebrate the union with a perfect honeymoon. Year after year, another anniversary, and with the blessing of Jah, baby, feed the nursery. A little mini you, a little mini me, running round the place saying mommy and daddy. With you by my side, baby, I'm complete. You and me together, cement, concrete. So make we rock, make we rock, make we rock to the beat. Come make we rock, make we rock, make we rock to the beat. There she is, the love of my life.